Hello, this is Joe Pryor of the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, a part of Redbud Realty and Associates. And, I get people calling me on the phone or emailing me off videos or blogs or they've heard about that I do investment real estate. And, they tell me, I want to invest in real estate. I think it's a good idea. It sounds like fun. Well, and it can be. But one of the things that we're really going to have to talk about is your strategy. And a big part of that strategy is the exit strategy. Now, that seems like a strange thing to talk about first, but it actually makes everything fall into place. If you're going on a trip to somewhere that you don't know from state to state, and you have a GPS in your car or on your phone, what do? You set the home place where you are, and you set the destination as to where you go, and there's a lot of steps in between as you go along. You want to find out, where do I get gas? Where can I stop and eat lunch if it's a long trip? Well, we do the same thing in investment real estate. We find out, where do you want to be? And so what we're going to ask is a lot of questions. We're going to ask questions about, well, how many homes do you think that you might accumulate? What percentage of your investment portfolio is this going to be? I don't think I have an investor at this point in my 24 years that put every single dime that they had in real estate. Now, some of them put a pretty large percentage and some of them put a lesser one, but we're going to ask about how it fits into your investment portfolio. And is this something that you're doing for retirement? Is this something that you're doing for paying for your son or daughter's college education? In other words, in 17 or 18 years of owning real estate from the beginning, do I have $250,000 worth of equity that I can tap into to help pay for a college education? Maybe you're going to need more than that. You got multiple children. So these are the things that we ask you because it's extremely important that we know that. Now, your age is going to play a part of this also. If you're 30 years old versus 55 years old, there's no question it's going to be a different strategy for you. Your end strategy may be, I want to be able to have a choice to retire at 55. And so therefore, if I knew I had $10,000 a month coming in on paid for real estate and $2 million in equity on real estate at that particular time, then I'm going to feel really good about myself and I'm going to decide whether I want to work longer or not. Or if you're 55 and you're still working, you're going, I'm going to work till 70. And at 70 years old, I'm going to really start slowing down. And so I need $5,000 a month in investment real estate in order to be able to tap into that for my living expenses. Now, at the end of any sale comes a choice. If I hold a property for 5 years or 10 years or whatever that particular time is going to be, and that's going to play into the exit strategy, how long do I hold it? I'm going to say, well, I've got a great situation going here. I've had positive cash flow for 10 years. I'm sitting on $100,000 of equity on that house. Now what? Now, we're going to ask you two questions about that, and that is also part of your investment strategy in terms of an exit. One of which is, I can go ahead and I can just sell it. And if you do, you've had a depreciation schedule on the house itself, not on the land, but on the house, that's helped offset your taxes during that particular holding period. But you're going to have to pay a percentage of that back. You're going to have to pay about 25% of it back of the amount of depreciation that you've taken. There's also capital gains, which for most people right now is 15%, subject to change. You may say, hey, it's fine. If I pay $25,000 in taxes and I have $75,000 liquid cash, that's terrific. I want to do something else with that money. There's also what's called a 1031 tax deferred exchange. That allows you to take that $100,000 and reinvest it in maybe 3 properties. It can multiply. And you say, I want to stay in this and I'm going to keep not paying taxes as long as I hold real estate. I'm just going to sell and put them in the 1031. Got to invest all your money. Got to buy at least the purchase price of what it was sold for. And then you can start buying more real estate, and you can do this for the rest of your life and then bank that positive cash flow or spend that positive cash flow as long as being offset by taxes. You're in a pretty good situation there. All of these things are extremely important when we deal with investors, and we want to know, where do you want to go? What is that end destination? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that investment GPS and we're going to set it for that, and maybe we'll make a few adjustments and a few stops along the way. This is Joe Pryor of the virtualrealestateteam.com in Oklahoma City, where we deliver traditional real estate values at the speed of technology.